What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Teofimo Lopez. Get this. Teofimo gives an update on a potential fight against Ryan Garcia in February, and Teo has other plans going forward in his rising career, and Ryan Garcia fight does not interest him at the moment. Lopez and Garcia are both young and dynamic boxers that will be at the forefront of the sport once they hit in the absolute prime of their physical abilities. Boxing fans were eagerly waiting for the potential matchup between the two rising stars. However, Lopez has his eyes set on other options. Lopez is attending the David Benavidez versus Demetrius Andrade. While speaking on Fight Hype, he said, "No, I declined the offer." Okay? And Lopez bounced back in style after suffering the first loss to George Kambosos, and he went up to 140, as we know. We know what happened to Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia lost to Gervonta Tank Davis. He said Lopez wants a step further and formally relinquish the title. The WBO Boxing Committee issued a 24-hour notice to the former champion to submit a written confirmation of relinquishing the title. However, Lopez responded within the time limit and decided to continue with his title reign. Okay. And let me counterpunch. Teofimo Lopez, I don't know if this is him. I don't know if this is his father. I don't know what's going on with him. He declined the offer. More than likely it's him. He talks all this shit about making money or getting money or not getting enough money. And the guy that is a lot more popular than you, a guy that omitted and gave up all his concessions to fight Tank Davis, okay, that made $30 million in his last fight or close to it, you decline an offer to fight him. So, Teofimo Lopez, you still want to be noticed as a champion at 140. You beat Josh Taylor. Okay, great. You didn't look good against Sandor Martin. Okay. You beat up a guy that nobody knew. All right, when coming into 140. Okay. I think that was like August 10th, I believe, or August 13th. But anyway, now you turn down this offer. It just makes no sense. It just makes me think like, okay, who is supporting this guy? Who's advising him to do or to say the things that he's doing or saying? That's what I wonder. I mean, Teofimo, he's a good fighter. You know, he surprises a lot of people. The Josh Taylor, I think, honestly, Josh Taylor's washed. I think Josh Taylor has been primed out. I think, you know, fights like Regis Prograis and Ramirez, I think that was his final hoorah anyway. You know what I mean? But nonetheless, Teofimo Lopez, being younger, you know, I think he's 25, 26. Okay, well, why would you turn down a fight for that much money? Yes, you're going to be the B side of that equation. You're going to be. Both of you guys were beaten. Ryan Garcia is much more popular than you. Not as talented, but much more popular. And I think he knows it. And I think this comes down to ego. I think the ego of Teofimo Lopez, knowing that if he did sign the dotted line to fight Ryan Garcia, it will be a situation where there would have to be an A side and there would have to be a B side. And because he knows that he will be B side as signing that contract, I think that's one of the reasons. But if that's all he's worried about, he can't be talking about, and he can't be complaining about money. He can't complain about money because that's the opportunity for him right there. But rest assured, people, like I told everyone that will listen, all of these guys, I don't know about Tank Davis, maybe Tank. Tank is definitely powerful and talented to go to 147. These guys won't fight each other, people, until 147. Okay, you see Ryan, you see Teo, because Ryan's tall. You see Teo, you see Gervonta Tank Davis, and, you know, just look at what a treat it was for 2023 for us to see Davis versus Garcia. That was a real treat. Okay? It was a real treat to see because honestly, if you're dealing with guys like Ryan and Gervonta, these guys that are ducking each other and it's really killing the sport, you know, unless Saudi comes in and sees value in these guys, which they don't, because these guys are really not fighting each other. They're not making their mark or putting a stamp on getting or warranting getting this amount of money from someone like Saudi Arabia. That's the only way that will happen. They come with so much money that they can't refuse. That's the only way. Showtime dropped off the face of the earth. HBO's been gone. What do you have left? The Zone, ESPN, and what? Shit, Fight TV. I mean, and that, if you really call that a network, but I don't see any of these guys fighting for, you know, for peanuts. You know, but then some guys like Teofimo Lopez, you got to wonder why he decides to do what he does, because you have to wonder mentally where the fuck is he at? You know, pardon my French, because it's like, okay, what are you doing, Teo? Who are you fighting? Are you just defending a belt that nobody really wants? You know what I mean? The fight we want to see is Haney and Prograis. Okay, that fight's been settled. Nobody, and if anybody can't, nobody can talk about Devin Haney. Devin Haney's done everything that these fighters are not trying to do. Not fucking Gervonta, not Teofimo either. Those guys, and understand this, when Davis fought Garcia, it had all this rehydration and all this bullshit behind it. You know what I mean? Gervonta Tank Davis acts like Manny Pacquiao moving up in weight. But Gervonta Tank Davis is a guy that has no problems making weight. In fact, a lot of people were calling him weight bully for fighting smaller guys. Now you need all these concessions and all this, that, and the other. It's making boxing, especially in those weight classes, weak. But Devin Haney is the only guy that went to Australia twice to take that guy on to get the undisputed belts. He took on Lomachenko at 135. Now he's taking on Prograis. Those guys need to learn how to do the Devin Haney. Because all of the, but Ryan Garcia, you know, wanting to fight Teofimo Lopez, and Davis, he's turning down fights, calling people stupid for, you know, showing balls. Teofimo Lopez and Gervonta Tank Davis, you know, at least Davis did fight Ryan though, at concessions, but at least he fought him. Teofimo Lopez thinks he's larger than life, and he needs to really come down to earth and understand he still lives in this planet called Earth. And it's not all about Teofimo Lopez. He has taken a loss against Cambosos. You know what I mean? And you look at it, you're like, okay, well, you don't want to take on the money fight. Why are you in the business? So again, you have to question what he does. So what Teofimo Lopez does in the future, okay, if it's nothing on the stratosphere of fighting a Ryan Garcia, we just seen that he ducked. And he doesn't need money like he claims, because that was the opportunity for him to get that bag. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Teofimo Lopez turning down, refusing the offer of Ryan Garcia. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunched.